and welcome back to Voyage of a Time Wanderer. Today, I thought I would do a ordinary weekend reading vlog. So I just got off work. It is Friday at the end of April. This is actually the weekend of both the Dewey's Readathon and Canadian Independent Booksellers Day. Those are both taking place tomorrow on April 29th. I'm not sure if I'm going to really be participating in either one, but I thought I would just do a reading vlog for the weekend because I have lots of books that I am reading and enjoying and no real plans for the weekend. We are having super nice weather. This is like our first proper weekend that's starting to feel like spring and summer. Our temperatures are like going to be 24, 25 Celsius the whole weekend, which I think is like high 70s, low 80s-ish in Fahrenheit. And like I said, I just got done work. I had a couple packages from Amazon, so I have some book mail to show. And yeah, I'm just planning to read and enjoy doing some stuff outside this weekend, and I thought I would take you all along with me. So what was in my Amazon package is this big graphic novel about Maximilian Kolbe, who is the saint of Auschwitz. He was a Catholic priest who was imprisoned in Auschwitz in the Second World War, and he exchanged places with a Jewish prisoner, and that's how he died in the concentration camp. And this is like a graphic novel that just tells his life story. So that will be a fun read this weekend. And then I also got those loop headphones that are earplugs that you see all over. We've got a concert coming up in May that we're going to, and I'm not a big live music, loud music person, so I thought I'd try these and see if they kind of dampen the sound at all and make it a bit of a more enjoyable experience for me. So I've got a couple books on the go right now. I am kind of catching up on some of my Netgalley e-arcs that I had requested, as well as reading some books that are carries over from my Lent TBR, and a couple other books that I really want to get finished before May because I want to focus my May on my Montgomery May reads. And so I'm really hoping this weekend to kind of just fly through a bunch of books that I'm part of the way through and kind of go on a finishing spree. So I think right now I am going to read The Real Valkyrie by Nancy Marie Brown, and that is what the cover looks like. This is a book that I had actually gotten as an ARC back in 2021, and I had started it and never finished it, and just for various reasons I never picked it back up. But I picked it back up this week and I'm really enjoying finishing it off. So I have 2 chapters left of this, and I'd love to finish that up this evening so I can write a review for Netgalley and Goodreads. Like most of Nancy Marie Brown's books that I've read so far, this is a book that is dealing with kind of the blending of archaeology and storytelling about the Viking Age, and she is telling a plausible story about the bones of the Burka warrior that were initially, when they were discovered, believed to belong to a man, but further DNA analysis in the 21st century has revealed that it was the skeleton of a woman. And so she is kind of chronicling what a Viking warrior woman's life might have been like, and taking elements of objects and scraps of fabric, etc., found in the grave and extrapolating a life based off of that. And then the other arc that I'm reading from Netgalley right now is A Heart Worth Stealing by Joanna Barker. This is coming out next week. I think the publication date is May 2nd. And this is a Sweet Regency romance mystery, and I am about 35% of the way through so far, and I'm absolutely loving this. This is my first romance novel by Joanna Barker, and it definitely won't be my last. The premise of this book is that our main character, Vivier, or Ginny as her friends know her, is trying to hold together the estate after her father's death, and she's kind of alone in the world. And then there's starting to be some little mishaps at the estate that initially she writes off, but when her father's pocket watch, which was a cherished heirloom for her, is stolen, she realizes that maybe someone is out to get her and is trying to sabotage her efforts to run the estate as a single woman. And so she has to hire a private detective from London to investigate the case for her, and they get off on a bit of the wrong foot, but are starting to have more of a flirtatious relationship, and so I think we're going to see where that goes. And so once I finish up The Real Valkyrie, I'm going to be reading more of A Heart Worth Stealing this evening. And we'll see if I can finish both of those off tonight, and if so, I will be back with more reading updates when I pick up a different book. So hopefully you enjoy watching this is just going to be a very ordinary weekend in my life with a focus on finishing up some books before the next month starts, as well as prioritizing reading some Netgalley books that I want to get reviews out for. So that's the plan for this vlog, and now I am off to eat some supper and read The Real Valkyrie. The afternoon on Saturday. You'll have seen I had kind of just a chill morning, reading in bed, having a late brunch with my husband, and then just doing some kind of household maintenance chores, vacuuming, laundry, cleaning the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. And now I've got a bit of time before the 5 o'clock mass that I usually go to on Saturday, so I'm going to make myself a snack, probably popcorn, and do some more reading. I finished up The Real Valkyrie last night. You'll have seen me writing my review for Netgalley at the breakfast table. So I am continuing on with A Heart Worth Stealing. I'm now just about to start chapter 19. I am 65% of the way through, and it says that I have 47 minutes left of reading. So that book I'm definitely going to finish up today, and I'm still really loving it. It's been a really fun, sweet romance, and I'm super curious to see how everything's going to wrap up. We are having a really nice day, so when I get home from church and the grocery store, I might go read outside for a bit or go for a walk or something in the evening. We did have, unfortunately, some prescribed burns around town yesterday, so it was quite smoky last night and a little bit smoky today. They're trying to, do some controlled burning in certain areas to try to control the wildfire risk over the summer. So I appreciate the effort, but I hate that the first nice weekend of the year, it's already smoky. So yeah, I'm off to do some reading and probably a little bit of menu planning so I know what I need to get for the week at the grocery store. I think I'm gonna do a macaroni salad for my lunches at work this week because, again, we're just supposed to have such a nice summery week that I'm ready to move into my summer menu items like macaroni salad, and I'm also really craving summer rolls with peanut sauce for dipping, so I think I'm going to get the ingredients to make those two things. Anyway, I will check in again probably sometime this evening when I have finished A Heart Worth Stealing and I'm on to my next reads. I have just finished A Heart Worth Stealing by Joanna Baker, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was definitely some suspenseful parts because there was that mystery entwined throughout the romance, and there was a couple twists and turns that I didn't see coming that made things pretty dramatic right up till the end. And it was really fun to have a historical mystery mixed with a historical sweet romance. So if you're someone who enjoys sweet Regency romances and also likes historical mysteries, this is definitely a book worth checking out. You'll have seen in the vlog footage that I was able to get out for a bit of a walk during golden hour. It was absolutely beautiful today, and I was able to go for a walk around the block and sit and read on the grass, which is my first time sitting out on the grass this year so far, so that was really nice. And then when I got home, I took a break from A Heart Worth Stealing and read my Maximilian Kolbe graphic novel, and I really enjoyed that as well. I just wish it had been longer. It was only about 50 or 60 pages, and I think it's actually geared towards like early teens, which is why it's shorter, but I definitely really liked the art style, and I found learning more about his life really fascinating. I knew kind of the end of his story related to his time in Auschwitz, but I didn't really know a lot about the rest of his life. So this graphic novel filled in some of those details for me, and I really appreciated that. So I am at 3 books finished this weekend so far, and it's Saturday night. I've had my shower, I'm all ready for bed, and we'll see. I have one book that I'm already started that I'm hoping maybe I could get finished tomorrow, but I'm only like 8% of the way through, so we'll see, and that is Illuminations by Mary Sharratt, which is a book about Hildegard of Bingen, who was a 12th century, I think, nun, and that book is on my 5-star historical fiction TBR for the year. So so far so good. We're 8% of the way through that book, and I am really enjoying it, so maybe it will live up to its 5-star prediction status. So that's one that, if possible, I would love to get through tomorrow. And then there's also a novella on Netgalley that I'm considering trying to pick up, and that would make 5 books in the weekend. So for now, I'm going to head to bed, and we will see what kind of reading I get into tomorrow. Hello and happy Sunday. I just wanted to give a little reading update. It's getting close to the end of the day. It's almost 8 o'clock at night, and I had a really nice, relaxing Sunday. You'll have seen we slept in and then did eggs for breakfast like we always do on the weekend. And then I've been kind of mourning the loss of my balcony garden, so I decided I needed to create a window herb garden. The weather's just been so nice that I was just craving plant shopping and having the opportunity to have some herbs of my own to mix into salads and garnish drinks and whatnot. I actually have a drink with mint that I'm enjoying. I got some raspberry cranberry juice at the grocery store and then some ginger beer. And so this is like a cran ras ginger with sprigs of mint from my new herb garden, and it's absolutely delicious. So I've been enjoying that all afternoon. And I also made a big pasta salad for my meal prep for lunches for the week at work. It's my absolute favorite pasta salad recipe. It's got arugula and peas and red onion, and the dressing is like a mayonnaise mustard dill. Absolutely delicious. I'll put a link in the description. If you're looking for a pasta salad recipe that's really tasty and a little fancy compared to maybe the usual like potluck barbecue fare macaroni salad, it's a really good recipe. So as for reading, I have read a little bit more of Illuminations by Mary Sharratt. I am now 17% of the way through. I'm still kind of hoping to finish that tonight, but I don't know if that's realistic because when I look on my Libby app, it says that I still have about 3.5 hours remaining based off of my current reading pace. And I probably won't read for another 3 or 4 hours tonight, but I'm hoping to get really close, make a good dent in it, and then be able to finish it off tomorrow. I got sidetracked from reading Illuminations because I was reading Véronique's Journey by Patti Flinn. This is a novella that I got off of Netgalley, and it was a really wonderful historical fiction novella that I'm super excited to see where the author is going to take the characters and the story. Véronique is a Black woman in the 1780s in France. Her father grew up in a French Caribbean colony as an enslaved person, and her mother was a free Black French woman. So Véronique is in her early 20s, and her parents are desperate to make a good marriage match for her, but she's kind of in a difficult social situation where she's better educated than some of the free Black people, but not rich enough to be accepted into the upper echelons of free Black society or be really welcomed in by her white neighbors. So in this novella, we get to meet Véronique and her parents and see some of the suitors that they're trying to set her up with, and also learn about Véronique's dreams for her future, which include becoming a well-respected seamstress. And the story opens with her in a carriage on her way to train with a former mistress of the King of France. And so we then flash back to kind of learn what led up to that point. And then in the author's note, she says that this novella is just meant to feed into a bigger series that she's working on, where Véronique is going to be one of the main characters. So this novella gives us a chance to learn her backstory before we encounter her in these other books. And I am really invested now in Véronique as a character, and I'm really intrigued to see where the story is going to go. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for the rest of the books in this series that the author is planning to publish, and I'm really glad that I picked up Véronique's Journey on a bit of a whim because it was a hidden gem. So my reading plans for the evening are to continue on with Illuminations by Mary Sharratt, and it definitely is still in the running to be a 5-star read, so I'm excited about that because it was on my 5-star prediction TBR, and the first book that I read from that video was not a 5-star read, so it would be really nice if this one did end up being a 5-star read. I probably won't check in again because I need to edit this footage together so that I can put this video out tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed following along with a very ordinary weekend in my life where I read almost 5 books: a nonfiction, a historical mystery romance, a graphic novel, a historical fiction novella, and then another historical fiction book. So that is very typical for my reading, and it was a very typical weekend in terms of what I got up to. So thanks for watching, and until next time, enjoy wandering through the pages of a good book. Bye.